Hey, hey, happy Monday Night Raw. Let's talk about it. First things first, as usual, I want to talk about what stuck out to me, YouTube. On the top of my head, I will say this, Bailey winning. There were a lot of rumbles if she would make it to WrestleMania, so they kept on implying that she does not have WrestleMania plans. Kind of like, they were gossiping about how she doesn't have any WrestleMania plans and how she's a little bit frustrated. So I see that they gave her this match next week with AJ Lee. So congratulations to Bailey with that. But let's continue. The ending was very interesting with the Usos. Are we tired of this, YouTube? Are we tired of the Usos helping Roman Reigns with his, I guess, with his arch rivals? I guess that's what we can say at this point. That's what they're doing. So we did have the Usos confront CM Punk. It was not indeed Roman Reigns like we expected. It was the Usos. Again, I don't know what's going on with the Usos, because one minute they're worried about the tag team division, the next minute they're really worried about Roman Reigns. I guess this is just maybe a show of respect to respect their family at all time. But at the end of the day, I really don't know what the direction is with the Usos at this point. Again, I love them, but they're all over the place. But let's talk about something that was huge, which I liked a lot, was whatchamacallit, Dominik Mysterio. Well, no, let's rephrase this. Finn Balor being kicked out officially out of the Judgment Day. That is something that was very surprising tonight. I knew this, maybe they were going to try to do that match at WrestleMania, but I don't know. Just the way it happened, I wasn't expecting it to happen that quick. But the shock factor of it all, YouTube, was JD actually getting involved. We all assumed, since Finn Balor's been such a big influence to his WWE career, especially storyline wise, that he would be loyal to his bro, I guess. JD, but I guess that was not the case. I don't know, Finn Balor was a little bit silly. I like to keep it real on this channel. It was really silly how he called him a spoiled fucking brat. And then when he got hit, oh my god, I got hit. Like, what did you expect him to do? What the hell? You just called him out of his name, and then you're acting like you're stunned. So, it was really silly at this point. Like, why would you be stunned that someone's after you insult them? But, I don't know if I liked the way it went down, to be honest. I'm just being honest with you. Finn Balor, when it matters and when it's for the WWE Championship, he really doesn't win those matches. But it just seemed like with this, I guess it's more personal, the Judgment Day, but we didn't really see that fire when he was fighting for these championships. He just had a championship match against CM Punk and he lost like usual. But now with Dominik Mysterio, he's all fired up and, come on, I want to beat your ass, come on. But then it's like when he's fighting for the championship, he loses. So very odd how all of a sudden his personality has changed and he's very aggressive now. Thought he would have done that for the belt. But let's see the comments. Still up in 2019. Okay, was that like a year where it was very difficult? I'm sorry to hear that ahead of time if it was. But welcome. How are you, Anthony? Happy Monday. Did you watch? Yes, I think, yes, this is a confirmation, Spetty, that Dominik Mysterio is now the official leader. We could have said at one point it was Rhea Ripley. Maybe at one point we could have said maybe it was Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. Then when they left, we said maybe it's Finn Balor now, because he technically was the one that was there the longest, if you think about it. It was originally Rhea Ripley, Finn Balor, and Edge. It was them three at first, I think. So again, I guess he was the last original member that was part of the Judgment Day when it was just three of them before Dominik Mysterio was literally dragged into the group. I mean, wasn't Rhea Ripley dragging him at some point? So again, I guess we lost the last remaining original member. So now the Judgment Day is now just an addition with all the add-ons. I mean, Dominik Mysterio, he's been part of the group for a while now, but again, he is not a original member. Kind of like Liv Morgan, she's not an original member. Raquel, not original member. Roxanne, not original member. JD, not original member. So I guess it kind of makes sense now that they're kind of revamping the group and had to get rid of the old, which is Finn Balor. But speaking of Liv Morgan, I guess we had a little promo. Again, I haven't really looked at the notes yet because this is all my head. But we did have Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vaquer. Stephanie, I like her a lot, but it seems like her promo kind of changed from the week prior or 2 weeks ago. It went from she was handed everything, she didn't work her ass off, so now we're seeing her saying that Liv Morgan did work her ass off and then showing footage of her in NXT. So again, I don't blame her per se because she's not creative, but it kind of was confusing because 2 weeks ago, or was it last week when they were on the couch, she was saying that Liv Morgan didn't work her ass off. She was handed everything, but now she's saying that she did work her ass off. So I'm a little confused. Is this some kind of mind game that she's kind of playing with her? That she's like now changing her tune? I'm not exactly sure. Bayley versus AJ Lee. I guess this was just something for Bayley to do. Maybe she won't be at WrestleMania after all. I mean, that is why she is my thumbnail, because I kind of little shots. Yeah, she won, but where exactly is this going, YouTube, with Bayley? Is she really going to be a threat to AJ Lee, who just won her Intercontinental Women's Championship? Is Bayley going to dethrone her that fast? Probably not. I mean, AJ Lee is a big name, and they made sure to make Becky Lynch look a little weak to give her that title. I mean, let's be real. The Rasa Palazza, she tapped her out. Then when they went one-on-one, she tapped her out. When AJ Lee returned with CM Punk and she was in the middle of the ring, she was all scared and running away from her. And then at Rasa Palazza, she lost against her. And then she lost her title against her. So at this point, they made Becky look very weak to make AJ Lee look very strong. So again, I don't know if they would do all that just for Bayley to take her title. Yeah, I know you mentioned that before prior, it is getting a little redundant at this point. I mean, tonight we did have how many of them? There was probably like 8 of them on the screen. Seth Rollins being under one of the masks, of course, that's not a surprise after all that they did to him. Not surprised, but again, it doesn't really feel like he was gone that much, to be real. Seth Rollins, for his presence to be missed that much. Again, was he gone for 2 months, 3 months? I don't even think he was gone that long. But it seems like he's just jumping right back into the storyline. Yes, the Vision did injure him, but still, I mean, I guess if that gives Austin Theory something to do at Mania, I really don't feel like Austin Theory is going to be pushed to the moon with this group. I really feel like it's going to be Logan Paul if Braun Breaker doesn't return soon. I kind of forgot about him for a second. But he is the leader, technically. Hopefully Cody Rhodes versus... I feel like they will go to the legacy route. They will mention the history that they have. Clearly, I feel like the easy way that WWE may do is make Randy Orton be the heel of the I was going to say the group. They're not a group no more. But a heel of the feud. So I do feel like Randy Orton, that would be natural, that he is the Viper. He's very bipolar, you could say. I'm not trying to be funny, but we could say that is kind of his character, is very bipolar and not loyal. So that being said, that would be the easy route. Cody Rhodes turning heel. Again, I feel like he should go back to Dashing Rhodes. Um, I felt like that was his best work, to be honest. I do like his heel stuff more than his baby face stuff, to be honest with you guys. First, I did like his legacy with Ted DiBiase Jr. and Randy Orton, and I felt like he was a cute white boy. I will say that when I first saw him. And then the Dashing Rose, I said, oh my God, he's handsome. Then AEW, so he is handsome, but I will say this, he's better as a heel than a babyface to me. I mean, yes, there's babyface merchandise that's good for the company, but I always liked when he was a heel. I always felt like he played a heel better, Cody Rhodes. But a lot of people, of course, will probably gravitate if it was Randy Orton that went heel, which again, we've seen it before, but with Cody Rhodes, I feel like that is where the magic is with him. I feel like he could have been one of the best heels of this generation if pushed far. I mean, again, they did push Jack Swagger at some point when they could have been pushing him. Let me put something on the big screen. Let me put something on the big screen, and happy Monday, by the way. We are here and I'm doing Raw for once. I haven't did Raw in a while, so a little exciting. Of course, I'm looking for this picture and of course I don't see it. Alright, let's get a clear picture. Jeez, did it happen this long ago that we can't get a clear picture? But here we go. This is what I want to see from Cody Rhodes. Not trying to be funny, not trying to be funny, but let's put him here. Finally, let's put people on the big screen. This is what I want to see. But Danhausen, maybe I missed it. I didn't see him tonight. Let's talk about that real fast. I did not see him tonight, but maybe we can get a heel Cody Rhodes again. Kind of like this. But will Rollins be cleared? I really feel like he will if they are incorporating him with the storyline. He was very clearly seen and not hiding tonight. I mean, he did unmask himself, him and Adam. I still feel like Adam may be involved in this in some kind of capacity, to be honest with you, YouTube. I wouldn't be surprised if he is one of the masked man. At this rate, if they want to do this, they could have capitalized with Scream 7 currently being out. They could have capitalized with that. And maybe had some attacks with this mask. Maybe some scary attacks. I don't know. I mean, they can change it up a little bit. Always these run-ins or someone barely getting attacked and just running away. And then the person being all upset and trying to figure out who attacked them. I mean, that has gotten old after a while. So that's why I said maybe we can do like a horror, a different kind of vibe for once. Where they actually are brutally attacked. Like thrown against the wall, hit with some steel chairs and, choking them with some ropes. I mean, something brutal other than this same stuff that we keep getting. But let's pull up the results. I think we saw something. I was cooking during Raw. Some of it, because again, I was watching live, but I was cooking. But before I do that, Penta retaining against Rusev. Before I look at the results again, Rusev, I really felt like he... I don't think he's going to be a priority in this run, in his WWE run. I really feel like the only thing that could help him is if Lana comes back and helps him. I know she's part of a Legend deal. Yes, that's not shade, but she is part of a Legend deal. So, that being said, they could use her to help him. Again, I don't feel like his character is very... I don't know. I don't want to say I don't feel like his character is a priority to creative, but I do want to say I don't know if his character is something that creative would see being WWE champion or even mid-card champion. At this rate, they're really not pushing him that much. I almost feel like this is... almost the grass is not always green. I mean, I guess he felt like the AEW thing wasn't working for him, and allegedly he was refusing to do some things. But again, he's back in WWE and he's still the same position that he was prior, not really doing shit or winning. So, and again, that match, and I do apologize, I am having a little brain freeze. I do know that I think I said Penta, but I think he did face Oba, the big guy that does that walking and that weird little entrance when he first comes on. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to be negative. Maybe I'm just a little bit tired. I just realized. But yeah, I just feel like with Oba, he has a nice physique, and who did Penta challenge? Because no, it wasn't Rusev, but I do know Rusev. I was very shocked that he no, not really shocked that he lost, but I'm just really shocked this is what he's being used as, kind of like a jobber at this point to put over the next generation. So we did see Oba, that powerbomb. I do like that powerbomb. That is very unique. I know Megan does in AEW something similar, but his powerbomb, I have to give it to him, is very effective and it looks very painful. So I do like his powerbomb. I haven't really seen a sit-down power bomb at that, like that. The last time I saw one that I enjoyed really that much was Awesome Kong, where she used to do that power bomb to defeat the knockouts. I used to love that finisher, so it kind of reminds me of Awesome Kong and her power bomb. But let me put someone on the big screen. Oh, I love how I save stuff and then I can never find it. But enough with Cody Rhodes, but they say, you know what, you're talking about me, I'm about to take over the show. Here we go, and this was him in AEW. Myra, again, he is back in WWE, but again, have we seen anything different since he's returned from the last time when he left? Again, really no big push, no big storyline. Again, Alana, she could be used as a manager. I kind of believe that was why he kind of got over anyways. I mean, Rusev Day. I mean, wasn't she helping cheer him on? Wasn't she saying Rusev Day and he would say Rusev Day, or wasn't she saying it to the crowd as well? So again, it was two of them together that put him over. But I'm wishing him nothing but the best. He kind of reminds me of Aleister Black, someone that left AEW, who used to be a former WWE star. Not saying that all AEW people do this who left, but a former WWE star that, you know, felt like they should have been pushed a little bit better in AEW. So now Aleister Black and Myra, well, Rusev, they kind of are on the same page. They're not really being pushed since returning from WWE. Again, this goes back to the roster being very plastered and very crowded. But let's get to the results so I can say who Penta actually wrestled. Again, I did like the 619 with Dominik Mysterio. I think he put something in his shoe. But I did like that 619. I do think that Dominik Mysterio has a unique, sexy, bad boy look to him. I do like that he has his own vibe outside of his father. Let me see. Is that the results? Okay. But let's go on the Sportster. But no, like I was saying... Okay, I don't want to read no ads. But as I was saying, I feel like he has his own vibe. He's making his own legacy. Again, they did speak about the Mysterios. Finn Balor basically saying, I was trying to help you and I wanted you to be the best Mysterio. But then, of course, really talking about Rey Mysterio isn't really helping Dominik Mysterio because it's still keeping him in that bubble where he's being compared to his father. So, But I guess we did see Dance. What's his name? Oh, I don't remember him, Danhausen, speaking to El Grande. Maybe that's when it first came on. Again, he's doing a lot of backstage shit. A lot of people did state that Danhausen was going to be mostly used as a comic relief, kind of like a R-Truth. I guess R-Truth is wrestling a little bit more. We saw him and Damian Priest this Friday wrestling, but still, he is someone that is used more of a comedy relief. Downhausen. Again, Bailey winning the Asuka and Kyrie thing. And by the way, YouTube, I post at least 3 times a week pro wrestling news. Please like and follow. Please like and follow. But let's continue. Bailey defeating and winning. She did win the gauntlet match. She defeated Asuka, the last person. Asuka, we did see her. She was still cussing out poor Kyrie when we saw Javon Evans and Kofi Kingston. And this is kind of something, too, with breakups. Grayson Wheeler, the third wheel, literally the third wheel of the New Day, was kind of getting all hyped up with Javon Evans basically saying, don't talk to Kofi, when they were backstage. But Kofi was like, man, I want to pay my respect to this young black brother. And, you know, one brother to another, give him my encouraging words, basically. But that's when Grayson, okay, that you want to speak to him, I guess I'll leave you guys alone. So I don't know, maybe that is implying that Kofi Kingston is maybe a tweener. I did recently mention this. We don't really have a lot of tweeners, people that are good guys and bad guys at the same time. It's either you're bad or you're good. But maybe he's a tweener. That could be someone that is a heel when he's involved with Xavier Woods and Grayson. You know, they kind of get that mean side, and he's just being mean to stay in good graces with them too. But also he's a baby face, kind of like we saw tonight when they're not around. He's still that competitor. He's still that one that still has a lot of gratitude for winning that championship. I was hoping a little bit, since they mentioned he's a former champion, that maybe this would mean that he's close to winning another title for the WWE Championship. But again, I feel like this was just more to hype up Javon Evans and basically let him know, hey, you see me, you remind me of myself. I mean, he did say that, we are the same, almost the same struggles, I wanted to say. And you saw I made it. You saw my skin complexion. You saw that I can relate to you. And you saw that I made it at WrestleMania. And I did have my moment, baby. So you can have yours too, bro. Just join and have someone look out for you. Again, something I'm also trying to think of with this Kofi Kingston thing and the way he treated Grayson and, had Grayson walk away. Maybe he's trying to replace him with Javon Evans. Maybe he's trying to replace Javon Evans. He's trying to replace Grayson with Javon Evans. Again, if you notice, he asked him to join after Grayson wasn't no longer seen. I do feel like Xavier Woods, I mean, if it was between Grayson and Javon, I feel like his character wouldn't really care. Neither or. I feel like his character is more, it's me and you, Kofi Kingston. But again, his character and Kofi's character, they mostly have some kind of loyalty to one another. They stick with another. So I feel like if Kofi did something, Xavier would jump in and be okay with it. Same like if Xavier did something, Kofi would just jump in and go with it. Because again, they have this loyalty. So don't be surprised if we do see that. Grayson Waller gets the axe in the group and Kofi brings in Javon Evans and Xavier's kind of like, oh, okay. Dominik demanding a rematch. We knew that was going to happen. But who did he defend his title against? Now that I think about it. Oh, wasn't it the original Grande? Now that I think about it, wasn't it Chad Gable that lost? Now that I think about it, I think it was the original El Grande that he faced, Penta. Okay, yeah. So Penta did face the original El Grande, and that being said, Penta retaining. Again, this stuff is very predictable. I do apologize. I do say that Monday Night Raw has the best storylines in wrestling, which I believe that is the truth. But I feel like the matches, kind of like tonight, was very, very, very predictable. It's very predictable that Penta would retain. It was very predictable that Oba would defeat Rusev. It was a little predictable. I mean, I guess I was still surprised that they kind of disbanded, but Finn Balor betraying Dominik, or however we want to see it, them falling off. I guess we can say Dominik betrayed him because he hit him after he insulted him. Let's just remember that he did insult him, called him what, a punk ass bitch. That, like his father said. So again, I really don't see how this would make him the baby face. Him insulting someone, bringing up his father and saying your father was right, you ain't shit, and then we're supposed to be on his side for some odd reason. But that was a little predictable that this would be a WrestleMania match. But again, it was unpredictable that it would happen this fast. I do want to say, again, with the predictable stuff, Rusev losing, we're not surprised. Again, I feel a little sorry for him because Rusev Day was something that was very popular at one point in WWE. But as we see, time moves on, and eventually WWE moved on without Rusev being a top star. Bailey winning, was that a little predictable? I wouldn't say it was too predictable, but with the wrestling blog sites and people reporting about her interview at Busted Open, how she's a little bit frustrated with her creative. She hopes that she makes it at WrestleMania. Again, all this buzz around her this weekend and her complaining. Well, I don't want to say her complaining, but her being real, and a lot of blog sites reporting that she's complaining about her status in WWE. It's not a surprise that WWE would book her to win after all of that publicity on how she's really unhappy in the company. Again, I don't know if this would even lead to WrestleMania unless it's some bullshit finish where someone gets involved like a Lyra. I will say this, what's her name? Ivy Neal looked really good. I did like that stand-up suplex that she did to stalling suplex, I think is the name, where she stalled and held Bailey for like a whole minute. That was very unique. I will say this, she kind of reminds me of Beth Phoenix Ivy. She's starting to look more and more like her. Maybe it's with age she's starting to age and look more like Beth Phoenix, or maybe it's the makeup. And she is a new makeup artist. I'm not sure what it is, but she's starting to look more like Beth Phoenix, the Glamazon. Again, we're having this foolishness with Maxine and Natalya. Allegedly, there were reports that this WrestleMania we will see the most women's matches ever on a WrestleMania card. So that's kind of implying maybe we will see a solo match between Natty and Maxine, and this is where the feud ends at WrestleMania. I guess Natty was talking shit, and then she got attacked by Maxine. I do like the improvement with Maxine, but again, this is a little bit silly with this whole character change just for Natty to get her ass beat and for her to still lose matches. Again, I still don't understand this heel turn. I guess she's more badass. She looks more like Nina Williams at this point. Again, not to be funny, but she looks like Nina Williams from Tekken. A little bit more badass, a little bit more crunk to her beats. So I do like that about Natty, but if she still loses and comes up short and she's still getting attacked by Maxine and looking scared, it's kind of like, yeah, I know they repackaged you a little bit by making you look a little bit stronger with this new entrance music and this new look and the grills in your mouth, so you look more badass. But still, if she's still losing, getting attacked, being scared, or not getting the upper hand all the time, again, it doesn't really make her look that strong. Again, why do we care that her and Maxine are fighting? Again, Natty has not been a threat in a while now. Speaking of women, we still don't even see the Bella twins. I guess they disappeared and said fuck the the tag team women's championships. I guess they said, you know what, we don't even care about that shit no more. We're not coming anymore. So I don't know what happened with that storyline. It just kind of disappeared. How Brie Bella came back at the Royal Rumble. Both ladies came on Raw, and oh my God, we're back. And then they showed some of the Bella Army, which I am part of the Bella Army. But they showed some of the Bella Army being all ecstatic that both of the Bellas are back together, and this is allegedly a full-time run with both of them together. But again, it really didn't go anywhere because we haven't seen them in a month. So again, this is what I'm saying sometimes. Like, they do have great storytelling. They have great soap opera shit. But again, some of the stuff like this really doesn't make sense. And by the way, please like and follow. It does help. But again, this doesn't really make sense. We still haven't seen Brie or Nikki Bella. We haven't seen them. I don't know what happened to them. I don't know if they got scared of the women's tag team champions. It looks like this is going to be Asuka's WrestleMania plans. Now that we see that she's still involved with Kairi Sane. Again, if she doesn't like her so bad, why is she still, walking with her every week? So again, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with the women's tag team division. I don't know. This is a little weird. I guess maybe when Roxanne returns, again, she's someone that's missing too. Maybe this is going to be, again, Raquel's little thing where she does. She can't win the big one, but she does win tag team gold. I mean, she is a multi-woman tag team champion, but she is not a women's world heavyweight champion. So again, it kind of reminds me of Sami Zayn. Again, I just said this recently. I think I was just live yesterday. How Sami Zayn can't really win the big one, but he always wins these mid-card titles. So again, is this something that we're going to see with Raquel? She can never win the WWE Women's Championship, but she can win the tag team belt. She's a former NXT tag team champion. She's a former multi-WWE tag team champion. I think she did win the big belt in NXT once. But again, and I think Dakota Kai beat her. I'm not sure who did. Hold on, let me get my story straight. Is she one? I felt like she was the NXT champion at some point. Was it Mandy Rose that dethroned her? Yeah, she's a one-time. She defeated Io. I forgot that was her name, Io Shirai, at some point. I don't even know how to pronounce her name anymore because we haven't said Io Shirai in a minute. Now it's just Io Sky. I forgot at one point she had a whole different name. Io. Raquel, when did she lose the NXT championship? She either lost it to Mandy Rose, which I feel like is the case because I don't remember Dakota Kai having the title reign. I remember she was the tag team NXT champion, but not the women's. Oh, yeah. I remember now. Raquel lost the NXT Women's Championship to Mandy Rose on October 26th at Halloween Havoc. I remember, and back then I used to watch NXT a lot, so now I remember this match because I think that is where Dakota Kai hit her with the shovel, and that's how she was able to get Mandy Rose to win because Dakota Kai was looking scary, and she hit Raquel with the shovel to cost her the NXT Women's Championship. So again, that being said, yes, she won the NXT belts, but she still hasn't won the Women's Championship on the main roster. Hello, how are you? WWE El Grande Americano versus Joe Hendry NXT Championship. That would, I guess, bring some views. It would be a little random, don't you think? But I can see where that can excite you. I guess it's not that random because NXT does do this TNA stuff where they have a lot of their wrestlers, Evolve people be on there. So it wouldn't really be far-fetched if they do have a main roster person fighting an NXT star. So no, that's actually not far-fetched for NXT. Okay, that's going to be a good match. Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley. I agree. The stakes are high. I mean, clearly it's the WWE Women's Championship on the line. Them making more buzz, I really don't know what they could really do. I mean, with Liv Morgan and what's her name? Liv Morgan and Stephanie. See, I have to think sometimes. I'm a little bit tired. Hey, I had a long day at work, went to the gym, and I was just live yesterday. But with oh, what'd you say? AEW. I'm sorry. Are you saying you like AEW, or are you asking about it? Because I watch all wrestling, so I do watch that too. Oh, so back to the story. With Liv Morgan winning the Royal Rumble, she actually had to make a choice on who she was going to face. So to me, that had a bigger storyline than just Jade and Rhea, where Rhea won the Elimination Chamber match, and now she gets to face the other champion that doesn't have a WrestleMania match. That's really not really that exciting. You think about that, like, oh, okay, Stephanie Vaquer, she's facing Liv Morgan, and Liv Morgan, she made that choice. I mean, she did play around with Jade a little bit, and then she did play around with Stephanie that she was really, maybe not going to choose her, and then she sucker punched her, and since then we've been having the feud where every week they do something new to add to it. Jade and Raquel, I mean, yeah, we have social media beefs. Again, that's what we're really doing to make this match matter. I mean, I guess the stuff on SmackDown was a little cute, the little back and forth that they had, but again, nothing really too special. A competitor and the champion talking to each other and doing a promo on what they feel. That's really the standard at this point. Okay, so what do you like? I do like AEW. I think I did them last week. I did a review, but right now their momentum is building a little bit. Again, I did state this yesterday. I really don't know why they decided to do AEW Revolution when it's the Oscars, and they're doing it in LA, which LA is Hollywood. So clearly people are going to be more invested in Hollywood, which is Oscars in LA, Hollywood. So again, I don't know why they decided to do that. A, the same night as the Oscar, but B, the same place, the same city, Los Angeles. If anything, I would have took over Texas. I guess we can't always go there, right? But I would have took over Chicago. I would have took over Philadelphia or New Orleans, I wouldn't have been at the same city where the Oscars being hosted. Especially if I'm doing it the same day. Just saying. I mean, I guess that kind of makes that scenery that your event is very important. Again, I guess you kind of capitalize off of it, that there's an Oscar crowd, and you're hoping that some people that don't get Oscar money to even go into the award, or people that aren't invited, because again, I don't even know how that works. Do you have to be invited to go, or do you have to actually pay a price to go to these award shows? But again, if people don't go and they're not selected by invite, or they're not paying the money, then I guess you have AEW Revolution that's happening the same weekend, and you can say, you know what, I'm not going to the Oscars, but you know what? AEW is happening this weekend, so maybe I'll go there. Again, there may be a couple of people that do that. I'm not being funny, that, they may not be able to go to the Oscars, and they already live in LA, and there's something going on, which is AEW Revolution. So again, it could help AEW, but I don't really think it really will. It may hurt them a little bit more than it helps. But let's talk about anything else. Dominik Mysterio, I forget he still has his other championship. I'm like, why is he still holding the belt? And then I forget he has the other title. The Usos, they're starting to look heel. I mean, they did attack CM Punk. I mean, CM Punk and the Usos talking. I mean, it was a good segment. Again, I feel like this is more about respect with the Usos, so I don't really feel like it's that much to do with Roman Reigns. But yes, again, they are involved with Roman Reigns' drama. But I feel like this more was due to respect with the family. I will say this, I did like how CM Punk kind of gave a history on how he used to support the family, and the family used to support him, but it's Roman Reigns that was really the problem, or the person that started the disconnect where the family and CM Punk don't get along. So I kind of liked that, the way they kind of made CM Punk make it out to be that Roman Reigns is the one that has the issue. Roman Reigns is the one that's standoffish, and to the point that his whole family changed. And see, instead of you telling me I don't see it, y'all don't see it, that Roman Reigns is the one that created all this tension. I never had any tension with your family until he was involved. Again, I like that this storyline is a little bit different. It's not the typical, I want to face you, I want to have my WrestleMania moment, I want to close the show. I mean, we all know that is CM Punk's dream. I guess, yes, night 2 he did close, no, he closed night 1, what was it, last year or 2 years ago? So yes, he closed night 1, but night 1, that's night 1, there's always going to be a night 2. But if there's night 2 and there's no night 3 and you close night 2, I would think you close WrestleMania, because there's no other night after night 2. Again, night 1, okay, you closed it, but the next day we're still going to be watching the same damn event. But again, I liked that they don't have this storyline where this is all about him achieving his goal of being the true main event. And I do feel like they will break the fourth wall and kind of WWE have CM Punk, kind of say that, in a way that it's not demeaning night 1, but kind of say, you know what, I did before was main eventing night 1, but night 2 to end the whole WrestleMania card where there's no nights afterwards, that just shows you how far I made it. I mean, he may something, he may say something that generic, where it's just something like that. Like, I main evented night 1 before, but night 2, this just shows I made it, because there's no other night after night 2, and WWE trusted me to close the show with night 2. Again, it's a way to put it. You're not bad-mouthing night 1, but you're just now kind of, they trust me now to the point they want me to close night 2, and there's no other night after it, because I have all this trust. So they're kind of making it where night 1 would still feel important, but night 2 is very important because the company trusts you. But CM Punk getting personal, I didn't really expect that with the training and some of that comment. So it was a little bit different, which surprised me. Again, I really felt like WWE would go that route with CM Punk winning the main event, but they weren't that cheap and they weren't that unoriginal where they went with the safe route. So I will have to give that to WWE. Good job. Again, the storytelling is the best with wrestling, but it can get predictable, but some things can surprise you. Io getting defeated so fast. I don't know what she gonna do, to be honest. I do know Rhea, her partner, is going to be facing for the WWE Championship versus Jade. So clearly she cannot compete for the tag titles with Rhea Ripley. The only thing I'm thinking is this: if she reunites with Kairi Sane, if Kairi Sane has enough of Asuka, they kind of reunite the Kabuki Warriors. Well, Damage Control. I guess the Kabuki Warriors are Kairi Sane and Asuka. It's just them two. But maybe she can reunite Damage Control if Kairi Sane becomes a babyface and she no longer wants to tolerate the bullying at this point from Asuka. I do like Asuka when she plays these roles. It's very, very demanding, very mean, very... I'm the legend, I'm the living legend, I'm the one that paid my dues, so respect me, and girl, do what I tell you to do, girl. So again, if she goes babyface, her and Io, they would have to have a lot of interaction for them to be a team at WrestleMania, so that would take a lot of effort. But also, Another thing with Io, maybe they'll have her face Julia. I do know Julia is on SmackDown, and a lot of people want to see Julia and Io Sky fight. Maybe they fought in New Japan. I know a lot of people, let's be real, like to compare when people are the same nationality or similar nationalities. They always want to see them two fight. My goodness, what's going on out there? Okay, sorry. I hear like a lot of cops and ambulance. Oh gosh, so it said did Rusev call the cops on me for talking about him? But yeah, that could be something else for her, Miss Io Sky, if she does face what you call it, Julia for the title. Again, I wouldn't really know why that would make sense because they're from different brands. Or B, she teams up with Kyrie for a multi-woman tag team match. I do feel like they're going to throw a lot of women together to make a multi-woman tag team match. I feel like Alexa Bliss and Charlotte will somehow be involved. I feel like maybe Kyrie and again Asuka, they could be involved if they don't have any plans for Asuka at WrestleMania and they just want to get her at WrestleMania. Again, this would continue her streak of her always losing at WrestleMania. So many options. But let's look up Cody, Seth Rollins WrestleMania 42 and see what's going on. Allegedly, Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar was once pitched for this, but yeah, Sports Illustrated reported it and something else, and someone else reported it. I saw, but let's look this up. Injury. I know Spetty asked about it. I thought he was almost already cleared. Almost. Okay, so they're being really secretive on like how bad his injury is. I mean, he has gotten physical a little bit to an extent, but really we don't know. What? Paul Heyman suffered major injury last week on WWE Raw. If you think about it, I did just think about this. With the promos, it kind of reminded me of Paul Heyman the way that Austin Theory was talking. He kind of had his vibe. I don't know if he's hanging too much around Paul Heyman, but he kind of was talking like him. Speaking of Paul Heyman. But by the way, Morel, if you watched Raw, let me know. I do know you like AEW, it seems. You know, they're picking up. But yes, Raw was good tonight. It was decent. I will just be real with you. Again, this Finn Balor shit, I wish he had this much anger, this much passion when it was time for the WWE Championship. Not him getting revenge on people that betrayed him, even though he kind of insulted them before he got attacked. And at one point, again, this is why I don't really feel sorry for him. At one point, you could see that Dominik, Mysterio, and Liv were on good terms. And Finn Balor was doing everything in his power to kind of make Liv and Dominik argue. He was kind of egging it on where he could separate them two. I mean, at one point, he was really trying to push Roxanne to be all over Dominik Mysterio. And then you would see sometimes with Dominik Mysterio, he would want him to lose his belt and be like, please lose your belt, please lose your belt. And then he would all smile when he retained. So for a while now, he's been kind of throwing shade towards the Judgment Day. Finn Balor. So again, that's why I really don't feel bad for him. Again, he's been throwing shade. He's been trying to sabotage them when it was Liv Morgan and Dominik trying to get them to break up. When Dominik was having a rough patch, he would be smirking after he leaves, and then, kind of enjoy that he was going through some bullshit. So for him to finally say how he feels and then gets attacked for calling him out his name, it kind of isn't him being the babyface after all, in my eyes, because he's been bitchy towards Dominik. He's been trying to see Dominik and Liv Morgan break up. He's been trying to see Dominik fail. So again, this isn't really babyface behavior. Again, if you watch Raw, you would see this stuff that this has been going on for a while now. While Dominik Mysterio has been shining, Dominik has been gaining championships such as the Triple A and the Intercontinental Championship, while Finn Balor can't get a belt. So it kind of shows there is some jealousy. JD, again, I hope this gives him a little bit more character development. I feel like JD is always the one that gets the pins for the group. He's just the pretty boy that's just there to take the pins and be a shield. Not a shield, but just someone that protects the Judgment Day. So again, I really hope he gets his own storyline this time around. Maybe him betraying Finn Balor. Maybe this could take them to WrestleMania. You know, we keep talking about Dominik Mysterio and Finn Balor. Maybe this is JD's time to shine when he does face Finn Balor at WrestleMania. Both of them can have a story. I mean, the storyline could be I brought you into WWE and you betrayed me once I left the Judgment Day. Well, bitch, I brought you in here. You should have left when I left. When I say they not my friend, they're not your friends because I brought you in the group. And you leave with me when I leave the group. Again, that I could see babyface. Sorry. I mean, now that's just funny now that I said it out loud. And again, this is my natural reaction. But if you think about it, now that is more of a storyline that we would have. And let me not get this picture because, child, I am not trying to get copyright, baby. I do like JD. I do like the underdogs, and I feel like he's the underdog in the group. I do know I talk shit about him a lot of times, but like right now, he's actually getting a moment to shine. I mean, I know it's more about Dominik Mysterio being pissed off and JD choosing to align himself with Dominik Mysterio, but again, people aren't really speaking about him, but some people are shocked about what he did. So again, I do like that he is getting some spotlight. I like Finn Balor too. I do want him to win some belts. I mean, I do like the Demon. He is still the first ever WWE Universe Champion. I do know that was a short-lived title, the red belt. I still remember it like it was yesterday, and he was the first one. He got injured and had to relinquish the title and get rid of it since his injuries took over. But again, I want to see better for Finn Balor too. So it's not just JD. I do love Dominik Mysterio though. A lot of respect. He came a long way. But let's put this on here for you guys, a visual. And now I'm in the background, by the way. I'm in the background now. I did look up some videos. Maybe next time I'll have some music and maybe my background will be a little bit different. But hey, I was able to change it back where I'm in the background and photos are being shown at the same time. I guess Finn Balor was like, bitch, you're talking about me, so I'm going to cover your whole screen. Hey, I did say at one point I want to see better for you. How dare you? Okay, we're almost done finally. You know, I have to drag the photo and then I have to do this. So, again, this is a photo and everyone is going to talk about this a little bit more tonight. But JD did favor Dominik Mysterio in this dispute that is going on between Finn Balor and the Judgment Day. I do feel like even though this happened, I don't feel like Finn Balor is done with the Judgment Day. I'm not saying that he's going to try to get revenge, like done like in that aspect. More like I don't feel like he's done being a member. I feel like oddly he will rejoin them, or he would just apologize next week and it's all water under the bush. I don't know. I'm trying to think how they can play this because again, he doesn't really look like a babyface to me. Again, he kind of sabotaged Dominik Mysterio all this time and then called him a stuck-up, spoiled brat. So that really isn't a reason for me to be like, oh, okay, I'm cheering for you, Finn. But again, if they go this route with his partner betraying him, and I brought you kind of in WWE, you know, that whole saying with I brought you here without me, you wouldn't be anywhere. We could do this with Angelina Love and the Beautiful People. We could do this with Mickey James And Ash by Elegance, that's currently their storyline in TNA. I brought you and I put in a word for you. Ash, when you got fired from WWE and now you want to treat me like shit, I brought you in TNA. So again, we could go that route with these two. I brought you in the Judgment Day and this is what you do. Again, who should go over? I guess since Finn Balor isn't going to be fighting for a championship, I guess it would have to be JD. Again, JD, I really don't remember the last time he had a belt that wasn't outside of the tag team belt. Again, I will say this, maybe if the Cruiserweight division was still around, he could have that purple belt, kind of like a Enzo Amari. He could have been the Cruiserweight champion that was on the main roster that a lot of people liked because he was the lighter champion. Again, Enzo was never World Heavyweight champion, but he was the Cruiserweight champion. He made that purple belt look important. Kind of like Leon Rush. I did like Leon Rush as well in the Cruiserweight. I did love, was it 105 Live? What was that show with the lighter weights? WWE. WWE 2K 205 Live. Now that I think about it, I think it was 205 Live. Okay, yes, 205 Live. I knew it was something 05. But yes, 205 Live. But let's talk about WWE 2K. I did like some of the cutscenes that they shown. I did like the Liv Morgan and the Dominik Mysterio. Speaking of them, they did show them with a cut screen. I did like the WWE 2K26 cut screen with them too. Them making their entrance together. I will say the graphics look nice. That's not really what the issue is. This year, a lot of people are speaking on the battle passes and everything being hidden behind the battle passes. I'm going to get the standard edition. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care. This is something I get every year, but I really don't support the additional pay this edition to unlock this person or pay this to get this feature. I'm not doing that. I will have the game. If I can't unlock people because I have to buy all these different editions, or if I have to play 30 matches to get Stone Cold Steve Austin, even though I was able to buy him with V-Bucks. I'm sorry, I played Fortnite too much, but I was able to buy him with tokens from the game, but now I have to play all these missions and have all these editions to play as Stone Cold Steve Austin. That was just free last year with just playing matches and getting points throughout playing. This game is going to be a mess. Again, a lot of this pay wall stuff and having to play this mode and beating like 10 matches, 15 matches to unlock this person or get this much amount of coins. And then everyone costs 200 coins, but every time you do a match, we're only giving you 2 if you play a certain mode with us. So again, a little bit nerve-wracking what they're saying about these people being locked behind these paywalls. Again, very curious. SmackDown vs. Raw was always on my Christmas list. My mom would buy it. I've been buying it since I'm grown and had a job since 18, 16, 17, a little bit of money. So again, I will buy it since it's a tradition at this point. I've been doing it almost for 13 years at this point. But not really excited, so that's why I'm getting the standard edition. If they want to lock everything behind these different editions, I'm not going to even engage in that and buy these high $150 editions just for you guys to make a new game next year. No, thank you. But let's do this. What? I guess this. Okay, so this is Dustin Rhodes. Dustin Rhodes reacts to Cody Rhodes' WWE Hall of Fame wish for him. Okay, it was because of his impact he made in WWE that his brother, Cody Rhodes, told Fox News Digital last year he would like to see him get into the Hall of Fame at some point. Fox 2 News Digital asked Dustin Rhodes whether he would be interested in joining the WWE Hall of Fame in the future. Rhodes wrestles for All Elite Wrestling and Ring of Honor and had made it clear that he intends to retire from in-ring competition while under contract with the companies. What? Well, let me read that. Rhodes wrestles for All Elite Wrestling and Ring of Honor and had made clear that he intends to retire from in-ring competition while under contract with the company. So I guess he's saying while he's still signed to AEW and fighting in Ring of Honor, that's where he's going to retire. He's not going to sign a WWE contract. Okay, absolutely. I'm a very humble guy, though. It's like, if it comes, it comes. Whatever. I would love Cody to do it and my daughter, especially both of them. He said that would be just great. The most meaningful, heartfelt. But if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, no big deal. I've had an awesome, incredible career doing some great things. So, of course, Cody Rhodes, he is the baby brother. So I'm not surprised that he wants to see his big brother get acknowledged. So that's very cute to see how close they are. I don't know. I don't know if Goldust had a big enough career to be inducted, but also his father may play an important role in him being inducted. Maybe WWE wants the whole Rhodes family to eventually all be part of the WWE Hall of Fame. I mean, even Cody Rhodes, wrestling has more than one family. It's not just about the Neidharts. It's not about the McMahons only. It's about the Rhodes. So again, the Rhodes, all three of them, or, I guess if they have more kids, I mean, we all know Brandy Rhodes and Cody have a kid, and we all know, I think Dustin has his own kid as well. I don't think Dusty had any other kids than those two. Maybe he did. Let me not speak. I'm not really a huge Dusty fan where I would know that much about his family. But, yeah, maybe one day the whole family can be inducted, the two sons with their father. Hope that happens for them, but I'm about to get off. Now I'm starting to talk a lot because I'm tired, and it's 11:41, and I got to be up at 6:30, and I did get up at 6:30 this morning to be at work, and now I'm here recording. So I'm done. This is your Raw review. I would say 7.9 out of 10. 7.9 out of 10. I would say this is a C+, but I do know things will build a little bit more. Again, I don't really feel bad for Finn Balor. Again, you've been trying to sabotage. You've been talking shit about Dominik Mysterio. You've been trying to get him and Liv Morgan to break up. You've been sneaky. You've been enjoying negative shit happening to the Judgment Day. So I'm not going to have sympathy for someone that was miserable this, for a couple months trying to sabotage the other people. Rusev, what's next with him? What's next with Aleister Black, by the way? I think I saw Selena Vega and Aleister Black backstage. I think they were confronting somebody, but again, I forgot who. Was it Carmelo Hayes? Again, there's a lot of backstage shit. Danhausen, again, this curse, him being backstage, is this all that we're going to see with him, YouTube? But YouTube, this Marquelworld, All Things Pro Wrestling News My Life. I'm on X, Blue Sky, TikTok, Marquelworld. I post at least 3 times a week. I just posted today. Ricky Saints, he needs to do better, but I'm tired. It's Monday, new week. New goals, YouTube. How are you guys? Please like and follow. But again, this is Marquelworld. Thank you for those that commented. Always a pleasure speaking to you guys. I will be on this weekend for a live session. Gossip. Hey, I am getting WWE 2K26 this Friday, so I may be live streaming some of that too. I know Spetty did say that he would like to see me do some of that, so I may incorporate that again back on this channel. At some point, I was doing gameplay videos, but now I do more reporting and just gossip. But this is Marquelworld. All Things Pro Wrestling News in My Life. It's been 1 hour and 3 minutes. So here goes our live Raw review. What did you think? Maybe you liked the Judgment Day and the split. Maybe it made sense to you. Maybe you feel bad for Finn Balor. Maybe it's just not something I feel bad for. Maybe I'm biased because I feel like Dominik Mysterio is the hottest member of the group. I don't know. But maybe you guys see something I don't. But let me guys know what you guys feel about this Raw. Again, Rusev, should he have just stayed in AEW? Bailey, she's not going to win that title. So what's next for her after this loss? We shall see. But again, this is Marquelworld, all things pro wrestling news, my life. I'm done now, YouTube.